Hey, yo, as my man JTZ would say it, it's Classic Konversation with JT and Low.
And no ask a cop.
However, he says he's en route, so we're going to take his word for it until we don't. And we'll leave it at that. Yeah, man.
You get one.
My man JT is out today. We don't know between him and Robert. They got a lot going on.
We miss Robert.
Yeah, but Robert is doing big things, and shout out to JT for continuing his journey. I saw he was in a play this past weekend as well, doing his thing, man. He got another one coming up soon. So, yeah, man. So, as you can see, we traded out. What do we consider JT? Is JT considered light skinned or no? Is he brown?
He more like cappuccino.
He cappuccino.
Yeah, he like a cappuccino.
Okay, so we traded out the cappuccino.
Yeah.
For the light left and the light right. I got right.
Oh my gosh. I didn't see that coming.
So to my left, and the millennials in the building. What's up, brother?
Yo, y'all know. I guess I'm caramel.
And to my far right, man, Miss Jose is in the building.
If you caramel, what am I?
Almond milk.
Almond milk.
Yeah, girl. You don't look like you do a lot of cheese anyway, so you straight. Your skin be glowing, so you straight.
You straight.
Yeah. You use a non-dairy product.
Oh my gosh.
You don't look like you give a lot of people gas. You know what I'm saying?
I consider myself caramel.
You do?
You do?
The light caramel.
They ain't no such thing, sister. That sound like
in the
gluten-free.
Twix. In the Twix.
In the Twix?
It's like
that's not like
That's still
caramel.
not you.
No, that's right.
I'm sorry.
No, sister. More like nougat.
Yeah,
not no.
There's such thing as denial.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take nougat.
You just faced it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
See.
Yeah.
So how are you though, Miss Lady?
I'm
Everything
doing
good?
well. Yeah. I mean, it's not, but why complain? Ain't nobody trying to listen. You feel
Nobody's
me?
trying to listen.
I'm against that saying. That's why you get a therapist, because I'm like, shit, somebody about to listen to this shit.
Right.
I'll be damn. I'm going to pay for it.
I feel
I gotta
you.
let that out. So I'll be damned if
you.
I got a problem. I'm sitting here doing this. That's why black men be passing out at 72. And you
Facts.
be like, this what's wrong? Nobody listened to me
Facts.
all my life.
Facts.
So,
No, that's a real thing.
no,
You
for
hold trauma in your body.
Yeah, I ain't
and
trying
it
to
can
hold no
kill
trauma.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
why
feel
them
you.
old ladies be living like 90, because they don't cuss his ass out
Hey,
every day
facts.
that he did something. You
And
know
they got
what,
their
Harold?
girlfriends too.
Exactly. You said what?
And they got their girlfriends that they
Oh, hell yeah.
they
Hell
fuss to,
yeah.
right? So
Hell
they
yeah.
get it all out.
Ain't nothing like an old woman and her friends. The
Exactly.
only thing they gonna do is go
old and her
Golden
friends.
Corralling and talk about how they man don't pick up the sock in front of the front door and off the top of the refrigerator. That's just man thing. We do that sometimes. Sometimes
Right.
you be like, where your sock at? Shit, I threw it off.
That's some
around.
drunken love stuff sound like to me.
Oh man, hey, have fun when I get in.
So, it's Classic Konversation, man, with JT and Low. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you following us there. You hit the little,
Emoticons.
Emojicons on the sideline. I'm glad I said on the side of the screen, man. The light, the shit. I said the sideline.
Hey, I like that though. You might wanna
Mojicon
start
made me think
using
about it. They
it.
got a new Transformer movie coming out too, man. So
They
I'm,
do.
I'm looking forward to that Mojicon.
So there we go.
But
Robots
yeah,
in
man,
the
make
sky.
sure y'all hit the little like, share, heart, love, all that good stuff. Because all those things help our
Algorithm.
Look at it, millennials on top of it. Make sure you tell a friend, tag a friend, tell them to come on, join in. And we don't want them to just do it now. We want them to do it right now.
There we go.
What they need to do, Dwayne?
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
There it is.
There we go. Go ahead and push
I'm
that
working
button.
on this new phone. Listen, man, I've had iPhone 11 for a long time. Since iPhone 11 came out.
What?
Yeah, iPhone 11, and I wore it with pride, because I was like, I'm not getting a new phone every time one of these things come out.
That's fair.
The whole family got better phones than me, and it's okay. So the other day, the Android tried to keep semi up to date,
Right.
just because I use that way more. But listen, I got to tell this story before we get in this show. So I'm at Sam's, right? And I'm unloading my cart, and my mom calls me. So I hate talking like this on the phone.
I feel you.
I hate it. I put it on the speaker until I get my Bluetooth. So I go put both my phones on the back of the trunk as I go to get my Bluetooth. Now, it was a 90-degree day.
Oh.
You looked in the parking lot, it was dry to the left, it was dry to the right, it was dry everywhere you could see. My phone's on the back of the trunk. It fell down in the only freaking puddle in the entire area. Everything around my car, the parking lot was dry. The only puddle was right at the trunk of my car. And that phone went face first. That joke ain't been back on since, man. It went zoop.
And that was the iPhone?
That was iPhone 11. I mean.
So Lord, I'm gonna just go and tell you something. That iPhone 11 decided it wanted to die. It jumped. It jumped ship.
Now that is funny.
Look, that iPhone 11 was like this. He can't keep pushing me like this. I'm sick inside. I can't do no AI. I ain't got no Siri. Chat GPT. That Jim ain't had nothing. That phone looked at you and was like, this is my chance.
This is my chance. What you say? He's never gonna.
When you came back around, I know what you did too, Lo. You was like, dog, gone it. What in the? And I know you looked around. I know you did one of these. What in the? How did it fall?
Hey, my mom on the other line panicking. What happened? What happened? I'm pissed. I'm like, Mom, man. I did all my make-believe cuss words, man.
Ah, I love that.
Man.
Respect for mom.
Oh, man. But yeah, so anyway.
I ain't gonna tell y'all what version I got.
I've got the new iPhone now, guys. I just got it. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I did.
Oh,
They
man.
didn't have the 15 in stock. I asked for the 15. They didn't have them, you know.
Yeah, I get that. That's what they be lying about. They be having
I
it in the
felt that
back.
way,
They
too.
be lying.
I felt that way,
Because
too.
you gotta ask a sister. Be like,
Yeah.
hey sister, I don't want that 16 shit. I want the 15. Because
Yeah.
that 2,000, that extra 100, 200.
You know what I mean?
I don't want that.
I don't want that.
Like, it's the same phone.
It's the same.
That's what I would like to know.
And
How,
the
about how
difference
much
is
are they?
a regular
up there.
user wouldn't know that a regular person wouldn't know the
Yeah,
difference. You
yeah.
might know different because you do stuff with it.
But I don't. But the thing is, I don't use it at full capacity either. Because I be stopping. I be like, listen, this shit too much. Some of it just too much. You
Yeah.
can create an emoji just by talking to it. Yeah, you'll be like, hey man, create me a.
serious?
Yeah. I don't want to do all that. Just give me my regular emojis. Smiley face, thumbs up, and then a peach emoji to my wife. I'm good. I'm set. I'm set. That's it. You
Not
don't
me,
get too much out of me.
not me trying to figure out what those emojis
You
together,
don't-
man.
Oh, you don't know the peach. Oh, girl. Yeah, that peach emoji.
I mean, I did figure it out,
Oh,
but
okay,
I'm just
about to
saying,
say,
I was
throw
like,
a little
wait.
drip on it too. Drip,
Wait, the
drip.
peach emoji? Am I?
Yeah, that's that
He
ass.
said a smiley face, a thumbs up, and
a
a
peach emoji. Those the only ones I know.
I didn't know what the peach emoji meant either.
Oh yeah, see, there you go.
No, I knew what a peach emoji meant, but I was trying to figure out when he put it all together.
Sometimes.
I was like, does that mean it was good? He wants. He's
It's
trying
normally,
to.
I normally always want it, so that's not a problem.
So that's like a SOS almost.
That ain't even an SOS.
Okay.
I could be in the other room and be like this peach emoji, smiley face. And then I try to put the peach emoji and the smiley face on top of each other. You can do a lot.
You stupid.
You can do a lot.
Are
You can do a lot.
stupid.
You are now educated by Benji the Guru. If you couldn't do it before, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're going to change the game in your marriage. I promise you that. Your wife going to be like, how did you put the surfboard on top of the... Yeah, in the tub. Yeah. Yeah, try it.
Hilarious.
Try it.
Hilarious. Hey, man, we love to teach over here on Classic Konversations.
All right.
Here goes another
Right.
teacher moment. Hey, listen, we got a new gift to Classic Konversation podcast, man. Look at this, man. Can they see this?
Man, hold it up a little bit.
This is so super dope.
There we go.
Thank you all, man. You
That's
know,
the logo.
man,
That's
people
dope.
really try to contribute to the Classic Conversation podcast, man, and we appreciate y'all.
Oh, that's fire.
Keep us on And everybody agreed with me that it was too nice to actually use.
Yeah.
But it's great display, but don't nobody
I
want to
wouldn't
use
use it. I wouldn't even. No, I'd be
wouldn't want-
scared. I'd be like, I'm sorry,
You know
Lo.
what I mean? But it is super nice. Thank you
that's
very
dope.
much. So, speaking of the emojis, man, how y'all real feel about these kid things though? These kid redos on the AI with your little baby, the little baby.
I love
videos.
them. I love them.
Those things are hilarious, man.
They are hilarious.
What y'all
you
talking
kind of,
about?
you know, where it looks like the person as a baby.
Yeah.
And so they'll put some dialogue from something that person did, or maybe a movie.
Movie clips.
Yeah,
Ooh,
movie
video
clips.
stuff.
Yeah.
See that stuff?
Oh my goodness, it's so cute.
It's hilarious.
It's
man.
so cute.
They got something with Bernie Mac.
What?
Like a baby.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He got on a suit though, but he got on a suit.
though, not
Oh,
at all.
the one I seen, he had on a suit.
No, I'm saying he got the suit.
Oh,
and
okay,
everything.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I ain't seen that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I might look at that.
Oh, these things are hilarious, man. Oh yeah, you gotta check those out.
Yeah, you gotta send that.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The one I fell in love with was Tupac.
Because
Because it had him when he was a baby, and then it had the evolution of him growing up,
Yeah.
what he did. They put the
Right.
year in there, but it was like a flow to it. It wasn't just like a
Yeah.
flip. It was almost like he was walking into each
Yeah, yeah.
different.
Oh, I get-
yeah,
yeah,
it
I
was
get what
it
you're
was
saying.
dope.
So
Yeah,
did
it's
the
really
baby
dope.
have tattoos and
No,
so it was
because
just like him
but
as
they
a baby.
do that on some of
Oh,
them.
okay.
But this one was an evolution of him. So it was
Like
him
he
as
was-
a baby,
gotcha.
and then as a
Young man and-
middle school maybe,
It
in
went through
high
his
school.
evolution of the music, every movie, everything
wow.
he did, it just kind of
Juice.
clipped into it.
Oh, it's
I
fire.
wouldn't mind saying that with the
Yeah,
Bishop
yeah.
haircut.
yeah, it
Yeah.
had that on
Yeah,
there.
the
It had
Bishop
that on
haircut was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely had that on there too. I like the Bernie Mac, and I like the Red Fox. Cause he got Red Fox as an old man as a baby. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I got to see that one.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
All my memes I share is of white women getting accosted.
You know what? You know what?
Am I lying, Lo?
No, you're not. And laughing, I said, I know Benji
Well, I
loved
have
this
them
one.
saved.
I said, I know
I
he
have
loved.
them. I would
Hey,
love to get
'cause
into
she didn't just two-piece her, boy. She
Oh my-
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I was like, yes,
She
sir.
can have a family meal.
I'm telling you. You want that Bojangles family special? Here you go. Here's a biscuit. You deserve an extra. Extra. Give them family sides.
Ooh,
Yeah, man.
wee.
Yeah. That's all my memes. Yes, I am.
She jumped up on it. She jumped first. Hey.
Hey, yeah,
Hey,
jumping
her
first.
fault.
Hey, jumping first don't
She will
mean
think
nothing.
twice about ever jumping again. Believe that.
Good luck, sister.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you.
luck.
What did you see the one where the guy was in the store and the couple kept messing with him,
Oh yeah.
and he said he was gonna smack.
Oh yeah.
You ain't see that?
No.
He
You sent me
said,
that
"Leave
one
me
too?
alone. I'm gonna smack the mess out of y'all."
Hey.
Were they white?
And it was a white couple.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Started
and
with a white
the girl,
female.
the female kept. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
thought you might have seen it because it was a white
Oh, you know,
female.
I love when white women
You would
get
like
hit.
it. You
Yeah,
would
I love
man.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Y'all can talk about me all you want online,
And-
too. Don't care.
He was going back and forth with her, and then the husband, he kept telling her leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
The husband comes in and says something about nigga. It was a rap. When I tell you, I said he was so coordinated because he moved the wife out of the way, beat the husband.
Oh, he was old school.
Then he went back. He wasn't. He was
She
a.
jumped in.
It
so
was
then he had to go
crazy.
and handle her.
Then he handled-
And
yeah.
the husband started begging.
White
like,
man.
y'all gotta
And then the
send that
husband
one.
said, once he done got beat down, he's on the ground. He says, I love you. Stop.
Oh, really? Yo, y'all, please send me that one. That one right there, I can put on the DVD. Some stuff I'm trying to archive because they gonna take it off the internet.
DVD.
Oh yeah. I want to be able to pass down stuff to my kids.
Hilarious.
I want to pass it down to my grandkids and be like this. This is back in 2025. This is after civil rights. Exactly.
Hilarious.
This is when we was jumping off the top rope, kicking white women in the chest, like Hulk Hogan or
Lord
Macho Man
Jesus.
Randy Savage.
Jesus help.
I said it.
That's
Do what you
hilarious.
got to do in the comments. I'm ready for it. I'm gonna be
said, "I'm
honest
ready
with you.
for it."
I know all the white men in the comments gonna be like, "I hate them. They probably beat them." No, we love our women. We do. Now yours.
Let Joe.
Ooh boy, scum.
They did have a shout out to the man who threw his hat off. He's still working there, man.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him the
Dang,
other
dang.
day. Yeah. He's still working there. They gave him a shout out on Juneteenth. You know.
Yeah, that's the man.
Yeah, for sure. And the last
Honey.
day, man, did you see y'all see the air balloon blow up in the air? the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
day?
Oh, that was sad.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's crazy.
That was
I don't want to go now. I don't even want to go no
said,
more.
Yeah.
I once want to try that.
Same.
I will not.
Yeah. It just happened. I do not want
I
to go
will
anymore. I think it was Arizona. Maybe somewhere else.
I thought it was out of the country. I'm
See,
tripping.
I don't even
I
know.
just know, one dude just, I don't know if I'm assuming he just jumped out because it was probably
Yeah.
burning so bad.
Right.
He just jumped out of the thing. The rest of them just came down with it.
Yeah.
It
It was horrible.
That was hard.
I mean, it literally was on fire coming straight down, and I was like, "Yep, that's it."
That's it for me.
I was over here like,
I do not
I'm
want to
gonna
do
try
that now.
No,
Well, you know, there's
I'm
a
okay.
video that before it even went up, they were having issues
Nah, I'm okay.
trying to get it,
customers knew
it
that?
up.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like everybody was in there and they were trying to
No,
get it
we're not.
going.
My checkout right there.
Who you telling? You know what? Y'all can keep the money. It's cool.
cool.
It's cool. Yeah, I'm good. Y'all want to go get something to eat? That's the first thing I'm gonna say after that. Y'all want to get something to eat? Yeah, let's go ahead and get something to eat, y'all. It's cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I wanted to try it too, low man. I'm
Yeah, that
okay
was-
now.
Yeah, I'm okay now.
Yeah.
That was it
I
for
don't
me.
want that. I don't want that. After that scarred me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
You can't go
devastating.
nowhere.
Yeah.
No,
You know, they was
nowhere.
they was
Only
kind of
thing to do
petty
is
in the
fight.
comments.
He jumped. that's the only option you had.
And we don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even think he
There's no
survived.
other option. You couldn't have survived.
I mean, nobody gonna survive anyway, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He was
He was
Yeah.
on. It was
on fire.
The whole thing was just on fire. It just engulfed in fire.
and it was shooting down.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was like, and you could just see people doing this. We could do. That's it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah,
that was
And
terrible.
yeah, they was eating them up in the comments. I was like, Lord, they were like, yeah, you might not want to put a basket with some cloth and some shooting flames. I was like, oh my God.
I mean, it's a cool
Comment.
idea.
They was like, you think it might be a bad idea? I was like, ah, damn.
Hey, man.
Yeah, the comments be vicious, man.
Hey,
Yeah, if you ain't got a strong will, they'll tear you up.
right.
You get toe up in them comments.
Right.
They don't care what it is. It could be a
Right.
sad
Don't
situation.
care.
It take one person. One person like
Facts.
this. Why this man look like God? There it is. And then the rest of them come in right after that. It's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Mm-mm.
Oh man. So speaking of things that have comments, Carmelo Anthony,
Not the basketball
player, but the young man who stabbed the other kid in the heart at the track meet in Texas, correct?
Yes.
Was, I guess, formally indicted.
Yes.
On
First degree murder.
that's today.
Yep.
Today,
Dang.
formally indicted on first degree murder. First degree murder, which is rough.
Yeah.
I mean, because that means intent, you know. And what's your thoughts on that before I?
Now from initially when this case came out, I remember us having this conversation, and of course those boys attacked him first. I think it's one of those things where it's hard to really kind of tell our kids what to do when it comes to these situations, because you want them to defend themselves, and you never know what you got. You never know what your kid gonna do. In all honesty, because when everybody's back against the wall, you don't know what happens. We all, deal with stuff differently. I don't think this young man thought it was gonna be like that. Pretty sure he thought his words, us as black people, we'll roast the shit out you with words and hurt your feelings.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure he was lighting their white ass up. But I think when it got to the point where they couldn't take it no more, they got physical. And he was just doing what he had to do to survive. And I still don't really know where that knife came from. I don't know if he had it on him. So I don't even want to speak on it like that. But I will say I feel for him because no one's really looking at the whole picture. They're saying, oh, the way they're wording it is like it was malicious. They're wording it like the justice system will prevail, like he's a criminal. They were kids at a track meet, and he was getting accosted when he was just chilling. And if it was the other way around, where it was like some black kids accosting a white one, and that white kid would have, pulled out a knife and defended himself, he would be a great American. He would be like, well, he was defending himself, and, we got to stand with him. But because he's black, and he's a young man, and it looks like he has locks, or he has the little scruffy hair at the top, they're gonna demonize him, and they about to try to drag this young man through the court system, and to have that in the first degree murder tag is outrageous to me because it's like now you're saying he came up there ready.
Right.
He ready. Anybody can get it.
I thought first degree is when you plan it.
Yeah, that's intent. Yeah. And so them doing that just lets you know that, and we're in Texas. And everybody know Texas is Texas.
Right.
They ain't got nobody else to hang because they don't kick most of the Mexicans out. So it's back to niggas.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just, hey, they going to use this young man as first example. I hope that Benjamin Crump is in there, and I think, let's start using real resources. Like Al Sharpton, y'all talk that talk. I'm pretty sure they're scared too because some of them are backed by corporate, entities now. But, and that's sad, but this young man needs good representation. I don't believe he's going to get off. I know that. But I think involuntary manslaughter would work and could help. That doesn't mean he's not gonna, do jail time. I wish MJ was here because he could definitely speak on that more. But in all honesty, involuntary manslaughter, you did still take a life, but it would lessen the length, So that's my take on it.
I don't know enough about it because I thought what I had read, I thought that it was only one young man that approached him and was telling him like to get out or what have you. So you're saying that there were
brothers,
they were brothers.
That they all attacked, that it
was a set of brothers.
Yeah.
So right. So okay, but I thought, all right, that's the part I didn't know because I thought it was just one that actually put his hands on him and they were going back and forth.
No,
they were fighting. They started fighting. So they both started fighting. Yeah.
Oh, three. Okay. So basically, 3 people fighting, and 2 was on one. And he was defending himself. Like, I mean, I get it though. It's like you I don't know y'all, man. Like we ain't playing. You already don't put your hands on me clearly.
Right.
So whatever you pulling out, whatever I got to pull out to win, or at least get up out of that situation. Boom, I'm gonna get you up off me.
I think the only thing that's gonna hurt him is just that it was at school or on school property. I think that's the only thing.
Right.
Because technically, if you're defending yourself, you're defending yourself.
Right.
Period. Right. But of course, they're always gonna make our cases look more, demonize us more. But that's the only concern that I have is that that I think that may hurt his case, that they were on school property.
Right.
And you normally shouldn't have certain items on school property anyway. So that's the only thing,
No, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's good, fella? How you doing, B? But yeah, I think the fact that it's they went for the first degree murder, which I think was already anticipated based on the fact they denied his bond initially, and they really gave him a hard time. So you knew they were coming after him with all guns a-blazing. And then like you said, Ben, I mean, you here's the reality. We hate to make everything about race, but we got to stop being blinded about there's a lot of things that's simply about race. It's just there's no getting around it. We know there's no ifs, ands, or buts in anybody's minds that if it would have been reversed, 2 black kids jumped 1 white kid, they would have clearly called that self-defense.
Yep.
It would have been no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if they would have dared to arrest that young white man, it would have been so many people coming to his defense with so much money and so much influence. It wouldn't even, just like that.
Right.
But the fact that it's reversed is the issue. 2 white kids jumping 1 black kid. Oh, he wasn't in any danger? Says who?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Says who?
He would have been fine.
Yeah.
So, and let me pivot real quick it's something David Banner just said on, I don't know if it was Club Shay Shay. I saw it somewhere. I saw this clip where he was like, I don't think we're racist enough. And I was like, no, I definitely comprehend that. And it might have been an old clip in all honesty, but he was saying that the root word is race. All right? And ism, okay, is the next word. I guess it's the suffix. So he's saying that, of course, white people should take care of their own. He said black people don't do it enough. So why not be racist? And I get it, because I'm, y'all hear me on here, and I'm definitely racist against a certain, on-purpose flower gender, because I've seen what they have done to, men in the past, men in the present, and I know they're gonna do it to men in the future. So that's their whole MO. That's their genetic makeup. It is proven at this point. If we did a study on it, it's not hard to see that on-purpose flower, or unseasoned potato salad gender is the worst. Raisin pudding, whatever. So for me, it's like, as a people, I wish we would be more racist. I do understand the whole concept of loving everyone, but everybody can't be invited to the cookout. We've done it so much to the point where these are the backlashes.
Yeah.
We don't have enough pride in ourselves no more. Yeah, we trying to be inclusive with everybody. So when these situations happen, we are already stereotyped beyond belief. Like, this is probably, we really, they're not talking about, I'm pretty sure, his academics. He was clearly a track athlete, so I'm pretty sure he had pretty decent grades, or immaculate grades. I don't know, but we're not talking about it, of course, because we're not gonna worry about it. Now, if he was the true aggressor, and he had one picture up there with guns, or looked like gang signs, we would plaster. They would plaster him. They would talk about this. They would ridicule him. But the only thing they could say is, he stabbed a young man at a track meet. Okay, we're led up to it. There's never a cause and effect in our case. With their case, it's like if it was reversed and Austin is the one that's on trial and he's alive and he's, Austin was just at the track meet and he was minding his business and these two young black teens attacked him. They would have a full 2020 interview.
Sure.
And have this man, these young men sitting there, and they're sitting there crying on TV. They did it with Kyle Rittenhouse. They did it in front of our face. So now they have this young man that's 17 years old that could be going away for life over 30 seconds. And I'm not saying that there shouldn't be we do have to train our kids to be able to recognize danger in all forms. And to recognize, to put their ego down, because in a split second, your life can change.
Yeah.
We do need to, that's something, I've taught my girls, and, in all honesty, I don't have any sons, but I do have friends that do have sons. So one of the things I do enjoy is when I do spend time with them, I get a chance to talk to them, just asking them questions to see how they handle stuff under pressure. Because it's like, God forbid something happen, but I know your mom. She's going to fight for you. But you're going to be in a situation where she can't. And you have to make a decision in a split decision. Because that could change your entire makeup of life.
Yeah.
And you have to, because we're black, because we're men, and because we're demonized through society in stereotypical ways, we have to teach our kids emotional understanding and recognizing true danger.
Right.
Yeah.
And true danger is the makeup of how people will poke and prod you to get you to react.
Yeah.
No matter what. It's not an ego thing. No, cool, man. You got it, bro. You got it. I'm everything. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Just go away. The bigger man, you can walk away. They can say whatever they want to say. And I'm not saying that you can be less of a person, but walk away. Because I would rather you being able to press charges later.
Facts.
Than anything, because play the game. I hate to say it like that, but you do have to play the game. It's an old man that old dude I work with, one of the contracts we have, and he always say, Ben, you was a big fella. If you smack me, I'll go down. I'm like, sir, I would never smack you. I would press charges on your old ass. And I be playing, but I'm serious too at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I'm not fighting you.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you something. You know how much money I can get from somebody SSI? I'll clean your old ass out. Go ahead, I'll fall. But that's just me.
But Charleston White said the same thing.
Hey, man.
He said he's pressing charges.
Oh,
He
yeah.
said he's not fighting.
No, that's real.
He said,
we-
matter of fact, he just did a newer video. He said, I'm 48, disabled, blind in one eye. I'm not fighting nobody.
Well, listen, now Charleston White, he just fought this weekend, right? Y'all, I don't know.
What?
I saw that.
Yeah, he was in the boxing ring this weekend.
It was
Okay.
It was hilarious.
And he
got a nice left.
Hey, he sure do.
He got a nice
left.
Yeah.
He got that old man strength. That's why I
Okay.
said anybody over 45, I'm not fucking with nobody, because they got that one punch left.
Yes.
I'm going to knock your ass out. And he beat the little, I think, 23-year-old.
Really?
They gave him the business.
Yeah,
So I wonder if that was an old clip that I saw.
Well, it might have been an old clip about him talking about that, but
Yes.
he's blind in one eye, right?
That's what he said.
He fought that young man. The man was
Wow.
23 years old. He had him tired too.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
He had him tired. I was like, damn, them drugs them kids taking is horrible. They ain't
Yeah.
taking nothing that make them strong.
What I did want to circle back to was the Carmelo. The first thing that came to my mind about why they would try to really stick it to him and charge him is that it's one of those, boy, you didn't listen. You didn't take orders, right? Because that's why they would flip it if it was two black boys trying to tell a white kid to do something. But when it's two white boys, you're supposed to say, yes, sir. Right? You are supposed to come. That's the way they feel, that we are always supposed to comply, whether they're wrong or right. And we see now that there's social media, we see this repeatedly of them following black people, telling them, I need to know who you are, give me some information, calling the police on them, because it's still that mentality of you have to answer to us.
Thanks.
This, we're allowing you in our spaces, so you have to answer to us. And when you decide you're not going to answer, you're going to pay the consequences.
Yeah, I strongly believe that the Carmelo Anthony situation is simply an unfortunate. It's a racial scenario, and it goes back to when you got the judge. You're in Texas. You're gonna have majority white judges. They're gonna automatically paint a picture. They demonize the kid from the get-go.
Right.
He obviously wasn't all those things, because if it was, like you said earlier, they would have painted that picture. It would have been so many, gang pictures, gun pictures. Yeah. The people who had the gang pictures and gun pictures, guess who they were? It were the two white kids.
Facts.
They deactivated their accounts because they were known racist, and they were known to have guns on their pages, and they deactivated their accounts immediately. And that story has died. This is very strategic how they,
Right.
the two white kids were known bullies. They were known bullies, and they were known to do these things, and that's why the kid was prepared to defend himself. But a quick question to you before we go to this break here in a minute is, you have boys. What's your conflict resolution conversation with them growing up? Did you have those kind of conversations with them?
Always.
And what was it?
Always.
How was it?
My main thing, I actually just had a conversation with my son. It's like, no one's worth your freedom. Okay? And I tell them the first thing is just to remember, it's almost never about you. It's almost always about the person, how they feel about themselves when they come to you with aggression, when they come to you, trying to fight or mess up your day or what have you. So the first thing is take that into consideration. However, when there starts to be a physical altercation, you don't let them get up. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about that. Once they attack, that changes everything. But before that, you walk away. I tell them, sometimes you need to actually process what happened, think about it, but never try to, don't worry about the people around, right? Do not feel like you have to impress someone or you have to look a certain way, because as long as you know who you are, you don't let people bother you, right? Because people, especially if you're successful or you're attractive, they're going to come for you. They are going to come for you, and they're going to try to take what you have, right? If you have a business, they're going to try to ruin the business. There's always a motive if you actually have something to lose. And the other person, 9 times out of 10, doesn't have a damn thing to lose. That's why they are aggressive, and they're willing to put themselves in those type of positions, right? But when it comes to after that, if you cannot, the first thing is to walk away or just not to take it seriously. Don't take it. Don't let it get inside you where you're getting mad over words, right? And the second thing is once they do put their hands on you, you don't even let them get up, period. Because then they won't mess with you no more. It'll be a wrap.
Well, can I add to that? Because I know we're about to go, but I would always just suggest as well to still show restraint. Because clearly my mama's black, and my mama gave me the same talk. But one thing I did get from my uncles was, because you could be in the moment, and yes, you defending yourself, show some type of restraint once your opponent is down, because one more punch or, that ego kick in, you can seriously hurt someone. And, once you get to that level, that's because you'll be dealing with that in your soul, that you have either maimed somebody for life or taken a life even with your bare hands. So still, that's why I mean where that emotional control comes in, where, defend yourself, but you have to be present in the moment in that defense, where it's like, I'm fighting, and I'm fighting to defend myself, but I don't want to fight to...
I agree. I just feel like if they stay down, then the fight's over. You feel me?
That's fair.
I just feel like if you're fighting someone, when they get back up, you're still gonna have, you can't turn your back, right?
That's real.
So that's why I'm like,
No, I get that.
I don't feel like killing anyone. I don't agree with. I definitely don't agree with that
not
at all.
letting them up can lead to that. Is what I think the point I'm trying to make. But I'll comment on that when we get back, man. We'll be right back. Give us 2 minutes. Classic Conversation with JT. Hello.
And Jose.
LA many, many years ago, because my youngest son wasn't even born yet. So that's how long it's been. And even way back then, we went to McDonald's, and way back then, they had the first time I ever had a Big Mac with lettuce. It was lettuce wrapped Big Mac, no bread. They were doing that junk in California 20 years ago.
Makes sense.
It's pop. People do stuff like that now.
Yeah.
But California, they've been doing this kind of stuff.
That makes sense, though. Their bread is horrible. If you ain't never had their bread, that's why they make tacos so much. They don't have nothing else to make. Bread is trash. Taco Bell is your best bet. Like, unless you meet a street. Now, food trucks, you got to be careful. Oh, now, the fruit stands are different. You ever went to the fruit stands?
Find a studio that matches your podcast vision? Located inside Uptown Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport. Streaming, we've got it all. With 15 plus years of experience, our team ensures smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, 404-500-1605.
crazy about LA though is I remember we went to LA many years ago because my youngest son wasn't even born yet, so that's how long it's been. And even way back then, we went to McDonald's, and way back Mac with lettuce. It was lettuce wrapped Big Mac, no bread. They were doing that junk in California 20 years ago.
Makes sense.
It's pop. People do stuff like that now.
Yeah.
But California, they've been doing this kind of stuff.
That makes sense though. Their bread is horrible. You ain't never had their bread. That's why they. Taco Bell is your best bet. Like unless you mean a street.
Taco Bell is your best bet.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's the only place you're gonna get $2 tacos.
Hey yo.
Now food trucks, you gotta be careful.
Oh
no, the fruit truck, the fruit stands are different.
Classic
you ever went to the
Konversation
fruit
with
stand?
JT and Lo. As you can see, man, Ask a Cop is, doing what Ask a Cop does.
Man, where in the world is Ask a Cop?
He's doing cop stuff.
Man, sure.
Of course, like I said earlier, man, got light skin coalition in the building. Yeah, it
Light
is.
skin world order.
So let's read these comments real quick. Never let your ego get the best of you, but still be able to be especially our surroundings.
Ready to find a studio that makes Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport, has everything you need. From high quality equipment to multi-camera setups for live streaming, we've got it all. Smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, our competitive pricing make it easy for creators of all levels. Contact us at 404-500-1605.
Growing up, man. The minute I recognize, they recognize. They grew up in a, nice area, mixed school. So growing up as kids, they just were kids.
Yeah.
But the minute that I could tell that they recognized there was a difference is when I started having those conversations, about the differences. You know what I mean? And little boys to young men, even as young, 11, 12, just started letting them know you're starting to be. Conversation I think you have to maintain with your kids, man, especially growing up and just showing them different things, Now that you can't, obviously you can't prevent them from everything. You can't prevent everything. You just want to put them in the best position to handle those situations. But conflict resolution is definitely as black parents, we definitely have to have it.
Yeah.
We have to have it. There's no getting around it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's just the way it is. And but for this case, man, I think it's real. I think it's a real sad case. I don't think he should have been charged with first-degree murder.
No.
If they were going to charge him, I don't think that was the right charge. And I'm hoping that he is able to beat it because of that. But it's going to be interesting based on the state that he's in. And it wouldn't surprise me if a plea deal end up coming out of it. I wouldn't be surprised because I know that kid has to be scared to death. I'm sure. But first-degree murder, man, it's intent. It means he woke up that day with the intent of killing somebody, and they're trying to paint the picture. Well, why do you have the knife on him? Well, why you have your gun on you? You know what I mean? And this state right here, they carry.
Right.
Why you?
Right.
But
No
they just
permit.
look at us differently.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
yeah, you're right, Vic. AK to talk with our black kids. Just facts, man. We got to tell them about driving. We got to tell them about that. But Ben, before we get to this next topic, though, you have all girls. Do you all have to have that conflict resolution conversation?
Yeah. Yeah. We just got.
Right.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say that. The girls fight.
Our daughter just came back from Dubai. Yeah, she was out there for 2 weeks, taking pictures for international team of netball. with her grandmother, which cool experience.
Wow.
She was one of the youngest members there. She's 13. There was a young lady that was 8, who doesn't look 8, but you know.
Oh,
So
wow.
she looks a lot older, and she runs her mouth like she is. And our daughter had to handle some business. I'm not gonna say
Wait
all
a minute.
that. We can't say that right now because I still got some shit to handle.
The person,
Girl, got some shit to handle. But I'll just say she defended herself properly because she used her words, and the young lady did not want to listen. And our daughter has, she just discovered, she heard some stories about her grandfather the other day that my aunt gave her. And I looked at our daughter, and you could see like, wow. My granddad was amazing. And I'm over here like this, girl, that's not amazing. That's my dad was the type that he, you know, when his brother was shot, he went through, and this is old Atlanta, Amy Heights over there off of Pryor and University with some choppers and knocked on every door. And now I want to say knocked, but they kicked in every door looking for the guy that did it. And he told the police, if y'all don't find him, I will. And then when I do find him, I'm going to bring him to you in pieces. And luckily, he never found him. The man turned himself in because he wanted to go straight to the police, but he definitely did that. So when she heard all them stories, she started understanding, like, you know, it's in your blood. So we definitely had a conversation about holding back because you have some untapped strength that you might not know about. And I don't want you using it and you think you're doing light work and you don't did damage to a little body.
Right.
But I think she handled it well because she definitely, you know, kept telling the girl what she needed to tell her. And all honesty, I've always told her to pace herself in every situation. Be aware. That's my whole thing. Be aware in the situation. You see what's happening. You see somebody's poking at you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And you know, at first, you know, I think we were telling her at one point, go tell someone. And you know, the older she got, that don't work. You know, these teachers are overwhelmed. These students are a lot. So I told her, like, best thing to do is look them square in the face and say, because most kids are really scary, I'm gonna fuck you up. Stop playing with me. And mind you, she's 13. And yes, I am that parent that has that conversation with their child where it's like, hey, sometimes it's more of an eye-to-eye situation. If you look at a kid and hit them with the eye-to-eye, stop fucking with me. You straight.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen. I've seen her do it in real life, and I was like this. And she looked at me like she was in trouble. I was like, are you good? You handled that. Now, don't do that around your mama. Don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble. But the conflict resolution I give her is still the same. It's like, listen, pace yourself. Once they're down, pay attention to everything. You know, like you were saying, don't let them turn their back and all that stuff. Yeah, don't turn your back, but definitely let them know, hey, it's done. There's nothing else to do here. It's done.
Right.
Some people's ego do kick in and they want to win, but you be aware in all the situations. I am thinking about putting her in some type of martial arts. I'm thinking Krav Maga, which is just the art of angles. It doesn't look dangerous, but until you still, you know, close combat is different. That thing is different because it's a defense art. That's what I'll say. And that's what I want her to be. She's long, and normally when people are tall and long, they like to bother people. And she's a quiet kid, you know, to a certain extent, but she likes to be to herself. You know, so we've noticed, like, the more and more she gets older, people are poking at her. So lately we've been giving her the speech. Phoenix is a little more ruthless than me. Girls are mean. That's one thing I have learned. Phoenix is ruthless. I can't even lie. I mean, my wife is crazy. You heard what she just said. She was like, kick in the chest like Hulk Hogan. Like Rick James, I'm bleeding inside my chest.
How did they get in the same group, though?
They were in the same.
8, because that's too many years apart.
So here's the thing. The kid, they're not in like a group. The little girl, I think, is one of the sisters or maybe daughter of one of the players.
Okay.
And they were just together. And they were in the hotel room together. And Cammie's older, so she's kicking it. She had her new Beats, and she chilling. And You know, the way she sent that text message to Phoenix was amazing. I thought it was a grown woman texting, and I looked at the message too. Was like, damn.
Wow.
She was like, I kicked the bitch in the chest. I was like,
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
Did she not? Did she not?
She text that?
Yeah. Yeah, we are liberal Republican family.
Look, what they be saying, sips tea.
Yeah. We had that conversation. Like I treat my daughter as if how the white people treat theirs to a certain extent. I let her know she's, you're gonna be you're gonna be scrutinized, but I do give you the understanding that this is how you operate in this world. You're no longer a child. In all honesty, when people see her, they don't realize she's a child until they see her face. Like men, I remember our oldest when her hair was pressed, and I had to tell a nigga that was like 40, like nigga, she's a kid. I was like, she a kid. He was he malfunctioned. Because, me personally, I don't get that. I don't get how men at a certain age be like this. I can't tell. If you can't tell, then you don't. It's kind of like if it's a man or a woman. I don't want to know.
They can tell.
And to me, they can too. Because I can tell a kid from across the room like this, that's a child.
Right.
La. No, I'm not, no.
Right. Because even if they're built, right, if they're young, if they're like under 14, under 15, they still have a certain the way they carry themselves.
Yeah, they don't. Kids walk different,
Exactly.
Some of them have the, and especially since they like phone kids, they all got that stupid ass hump. They got that stupid ass hump. So you can tell it's a child. A grown woman walk with a certain I don't give a fuck. Like grown women walk with fuck you. Mm-hmm. That's it. They're just when they walk everywhere, fuck you. That's it. Hey, how you doing? Fuck you. Yeah. And can I get some eggs on that?
That's not. It's called confidence.
Yeah, that's what I call fuck you.
Yeah.
Mostly old black women have the same, baby, I don't care about none of that. Can I put 20 on 5? Ma'am, this ain't a gas station. Fine. Find somebody who gonna pump it. That's how I view y'all sometimes. Y'all gonna do what y'all wanna do. Once y'all get a certain age, it's like, yes, ma'am. That's all I could do. Yes, ma'am.
That's interesting. And I figured y'all had the same kind of accountability talks, but do we feel the parents have any responsibility on either side of cases like this?
Yeah.
What would they be? What do you think?
On the Metcalf side, I mean, if your kids, your kids went shit, you know what you signed up for. You should have been doing something better as a parent, and that means you probably encouraged it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They think they big dog, and then and sometimes the ego is an addictive drug. It really is. And then on the Anthony side, I would honestly say that's where the conflict resolution. It's sad that we have to do that because we're teaching our kids basically be defensive. Most of their prominent lives, be a defensive person. Be careful to, watch this, watch that. We're teaching. I don't want to say we're teaching them fear because I think me and Phoenix were talking the other day about. Have you ever opened up a bag of chips in the store and walked around and ate it and then paid for it later?
No.
You want me to tell you why? You remember why you don't do that? Because you look like stealing, right?
Sure.
I tried it the other day. Ain't nobody say nothing to me. I was scared too. I did it when I was like, I'm trying.
You were scared?
I was, and as big as I am, I was because it was ingrained in me. Like, no, don't you eat in the stove because they gonna think you're stealing. They think you're stealing. And I was like, fuck it, I'm old enough. I'm like, I'm close to 40. I'm gonna go ahead and eat these chips. I'm eating the chips. Looking around. I'm paranoid, and I still pay for it. Because I take the bag, pay for it, go about my business. I'm walking through the security thing like, is he going to try it? And they don't say anything. So I'm like, okay. Because I know they saw me. But it's one of those things where you see other races do it without any fear.
Right.
But us, it is
That's
what
facts.
it is. We have to be taught.
That's facts.
If we do it, automatically we're stealing.
That's facts.
We can say, no, I'm about to pay for it. They don't care. But if it's a white kid, it's little Johnny or Connor's gonna do it, and Connor's gonna drink the whole drink and walk up to the thing like, yeah, I already paid for it, bro. Ding, and then walk out. Us, it's automatic. Like they always steal, and we don't. Now I can't speak for everybody because y'all know I don't snitched on myself a couple times on this show about bananas. If you need to get some produce, 4011, 4011. Just trust me.
I think with the parents, definitely if you've already been informed that your child is bullying people, then there should have been some conversations, right? And to the other young man about his parents, hopefully they did not know about the knife. If they did, then there would be some accountability. You always need to talk about conflict resolution. Your main thing is walking away from a situation. That's how I feel, just seeing how far that it actually goes, what force you may have to take. However, at the same time, when kids get a certain age, they're going to do what the hell they want to do. So when they get a certain age, by the time they're in high school, most of the time you've done, the most that you can do. There's always more because you never stop being a parent. But by the time they get in high school, they are going to, you can tell them 10 times, don't do X, Y, Z, but they still make their own choices. Mm-hmm. So that's why I wouldn't put it, I don't think the parents have a lot of responsibility, outside of, hopefully they had these talks with their kids beforehand, before it got to where it got to, right? But we don't know. That may come up. Maybe they got some referrals, maybe they got in trouble, but at the same time, we know that young white men in general are not always held accountable by the school system, by their jobs, by the government. So who knows? Okay. Who knows?
Let's go to their presidente.
That was a good transition, girl. White man unaccountable.
Yeah.
You would have thought you wrote that one.
I don't see folks doing stuff in stores. I don't care. Stores have insurance. What's up, number one? Yeah, they do. Their presidente. What up, JT? Let's see you, brother. So we started this thing off with, Israel attacking Iran. Iran strikes back against Israel. Israel, for the most part, defeats their attack. But Israel comes back again anyway. Then he's supposed to have this ceasefire. Ceasefire didn't last very long.
So didn't.
And then their presidente makes this bold statement and just basically chastises both of them like little kids. So, Millennium, what you got on this Israel-Iran conflict?
Man, I've been waiting on this. Y'all follow me on this timeline, all right? So
I'll call in after they.
Who was that? JT?
Right,
JT came here talking like Jesus. What was that? How you knew I was about to talk about Israel? How you knew that? All right. Had a black Jesus voice. Anyway, so Israel started in...
What's going on, people? How y'all doing, man?
God damn.
What up, Peter?
I'm about to say, I'll wait. It's a live show, y'all, so live stuff be happening.
Did he have something on the last topic or what? He had something on the last topic? All right, well, go ahead. Oh, well, tell me to hold tight then. Go ahead, Melinda.
All right, here we go.
I thought we were talking about the last topic.
All right, so with Israel, man, they've been doing this propaganda push for a long time. They've been doing this since the mid-'90s, all right? So they would say Iran is close to making these nuclear weapons. Iran is close to making these nuclear weapons. They've done it with at least, I believe, 3 presidents. So they've done it with Clinton. They did it with Bush. They did it with Obama. They did it with Trump before, and they did it with Biden. So I guess there's more than 3 presidents. So they've done the same propaganda thing. Yes, Iran is a country that is rich with uranium. And I think it's funny because they've been saying that Iran had these the capabilities for almost 30 years. And we have not seen anything yet from Iran for anything nuclear, okay?
Right.
So now fast forward, because we do have Donald Trump in office and he don't care, and Israel like, well, shit, he don't care, I don't care. So they went over there and bombed them first. Iran was like, oh, you think I'm a bitch? Oh, I got something for you. We're going to bomb you back. But because Israel has the Iron Dome, with some shits from Star Wars, it sound like, they really wouldn't get no real leeway until Syria jumps in, and I think Lebanon or something like that jumped in. So they was like, no, you're not gonna rock with my brothers like that. So everybody started attacking them from the east, the west, and the north. So it's impressive that Israel think they really, powerful by themselves, knowing that the U.S. will defend them in some type of form or fashion. Trump at first was not going to jump in, of course. But, of course, when he did, they sent them bombers. We knew what it was. And they blew up 3 sites that were supposedly nuclear research facilities or whatever. The reason why I started with propaganda is because, as simple as it sounds, and I just want everybody to just follow me here because I know sometimes it gets seen conspiracy theory, so I might say something too deep, so y'all pray for it, brother. Here we go. If you have knowledge of something that's nuclear related, you wouldn't just bomb it and then go away, because then there would be radiation levels, okay? So if there's something like a nuclear warhead or unstable uranium somewhere in the area, there would be some type of reconnaissance to make sure that before you do that, you are ensuring that the area doesn't suffer, because radiation does travel. It can destroy, we know about Chernobyl's meltdown over there in, was that Russia, Ukraine, wherever. We know about all these things, and that radiation lasts. So realistically, that's against all UN policies and environmental policies. It's a whole bunch of red tape around all that. So you can't just do that without actual and factual information. Obama had to deal with it as well. But they sent people over there for inspection. That's what you're supposed to do. This man was like, fuck it. I'm gonna blow up what the hell I want to blow up. So in my eyes, this man blew up nothing.
Oh yeah.
Because there's no radiation markers. There's nothing saying that there was uranium anywhere. Now you having not dictators, because I don't want no smoke from North Korea, because they really about that life.
They really are.
Yeah, they about that life. But my man said, look, they ain't got one, I'll give them one. So now at this point, it does look like the U.S. is the aggressor. And with that being said, we are now watching history unfold where France may be going to war with Russia to help Ukraine, but they don't believe the U.S. is going to help back them on that. But at the same time, we have a situation where Israel is fighting the entire Middle East. All right? Iran controls a strait that ships out most of the oil, I think 1/5 of the oil for the world. And that strait is ran by Iran. They just shut it down. Yeah. Okay? So what we're about to experience is not unprecedented, because we've dealt with it before, but this is going to be an interesting next couple of years, because there doesn't seem like there will be a ceasefire, and there does seem like we're about to see a united front from the Islamic states. And they don't care. At this point, they're like, you want smoke? We got it. And it's something me and Phoenix talked about, and I'll stop talking after that. We've seen an increase of Islamic women with the jihadis on. And I just want that to be, and that's like the same thing I said about the Tesla. Pay attention. When you see women, you're always disarmed, correct? Because it's a woman. Those women are dangerous. So I'm just putting it out there. You heard it here on Classic Konversation. You can say what you want to say about me. Don't care. I'm not saying that I don't like them women, because everybody know I don't like the Caucasians. But those women, because you might think they are defenseless, they are not. They are dangerous. They are trained as well. So, that's my tidbit. Like I said earlier, ain't no conspiracy, just what I've been observing. So, yeah.
What about the sales before we go to the next?
The what now?
You think that's where those sales are going to come in at?
Because it's an increase of them. They're at Georgia Tech. They're downtown. Yeah. A lot of them are driving. We've been watching the last pass since maybe March, and we had a conversation about it, and we've noticed it, even in our neighborhood in general. And
interesting.
And it's like, I can't say they're from Iran, but I don't know. But at the same time, there are pocket sales with Hamas and Hezbollah that's out here, and they are serious. This is not a game. This is nothing to play with. I mean, if we pay attention to what Washington, D.C. is doing, if you pay attention to the map right now on Apple or Google, Washington, D.C. doesn't exist right now. It just says Washington. All right? It's like when they did the Gulf of America. It's little things and nuances that they're doing that people aren't paying attention to. And I'm like, is nobody else paying attention? They have a black flag on top of on the White House. Is that a pirate ship? What the fuck is happening? No one's questioning. We're all talking about.
We damn sure know it's a pirate ship.
Hey, no, for real. For real.
But who we got in the office?
And be honest, with Trump, I just think it's funny that everyone's laughing at the fact that he dropped the F-bomb. I'm like, he's a white man in his 70s, 80s. Well, I don't know how old Trump is. So I think everyone has this prestigious idea of a president, like they're supposed to be the principal of the country. And how would the principal act? Why would he act like this? Damn it. Joe Clark was the best principal I ever seen in my life, and he cussed your ass out and almost threw you off a building.
Do you
for
think
smoking
they
crack.
were tripping about the F word or more about the fact that he's saying somebody does not know what the fuck they're doing, but he doesn't know what the F he's doing?
Now that's funny.
That's how I kind of took it when I saw it. I'm like,
Yeah,
really?
that's irony
You
in
really
itself.
made this statement, right? But going back to what's going on, I totally agree with you. I felt the same way that if they thought that there were these chemicals over here and that they were creating nuclear weapons, why would they bomb it? That was my first thought. I was like, why would you bomb it, right? I think that they very well know that there's nothing there. I think that Israel is trying to bully everyone, bully these other countries because they want the land. And I think they're just making up stuff. And part of them wanting Iran is so that they could get the materials so that they can use it for what they want to use it for. Because like you said, this has been going on for 30 some odd years.
Yes.
And they haven't produced, nothing has been produced, right? Nothing. They have not found anything.
Found
This
the first
is
president
just
to do it.
them trying to bully these people so that they can come into these countries and take land, take over these areas.
Which day are you referring to right now, though?
Huh?
My
Which
Israel.
day are you referring to Israel?
I'm referring to Israel.
Okay, I just want to make
Israel,
sure.
yeah. The Israeli
Exactly-
people.
Yeah, exactly what it is. And they know, like you said earlier, they know the U.S. is going to support them. They've made that clear. And, they wouldn't be doing the bully stuff tactic without knowing they had
Backing.
that backing.
I would like to say this real quick, guys. Gotcha. Israel's a fairly new country still.
JT still on?
1948, they were established. So understand this is a new country, and they gave them this country. They're treating it like it's holy land. It's not. They stole the land. They're colonizers.
Go ahead, JT. Oh, that was, yeah.
Hey, first off, the shirt, Jose, what does your shirt say?
Vasectomy
It says vasectomies prevent abortions.
I agree.
See, she's got she got the little scissors
Okay.
to snip.
Okay. All right. All I saw was vasectomy, so I just wanted to go ahead and get that part out. real quick.
Right.
In regards to the whole 45-7 thing, man, I still feel it's what I said a long time ago, that this dude sits around with a whole bunch of people, or maybe 4 or 5 people, smoking a cigar, drinking something really, really heavy, and they're just throwing darts at the wall to figure out stuff that they could do. And this is what I feel he's doing. The F-bomb didn't surprise me. What surprised me was him saying that they used N-word and said the N-word was nuclear. That's what caught me off guard. I'm like, this dude is taking the N-word and making it into nuclear instead of what he really want to say. That caught me off guard too. Not too much more on that. I was basically giving the call in. First off, Angelo, we spoke earlier. I apologize again for not being there tonight. But I thought that I would go ahead and put this there because we are podcast that kind of leans on mental health. And the reason why I'm not there tonight, people, is because my mental health is not healthy. I said the top 5 things that you do to help your mental health was cook. Well, yeah, that's what I did tonight. I cooked. And I cooked and I cooked. My wife came in and said, "What the hell, bro?" Yeah, steak, chicken, fish, broccoli, green beans, I did some collards, this pasta. I just kind of lost it because, again, my mental health is not healthy right now. And I need a moment to really take care of that. So I say that to say everybody that's actually listening, everybody that's watching, I can't see the comments because I'm looking at it on my tablet, so I can't see the comments. Make sure that you're checking on the people that check on you. Make sure that you're actually reaching out to the people that look like they're doing pretty good. Because from the outside in, being honest with you, as I look back at my page, I'm doing damn well. But I'm just going to be honest with you, my mental health is not healthy. Now, I'm not saying that it's classic. I ain't fucked up and all tripping and everything like that. But at the same time, sometimes you have to recognize when you need to take a step back and reevaluate, looking at different things in a different way and all of that. So as you're out there and you see somebody that you know that seems to have it going pretty well, make sure that you reach out and check on that person.
Yeah, Teasy, naturally, we talked earlier today, but, it was your story to tell, so you put it out there. So, we always here for you, brother. Yeah, the only issue I have is the fact that you said you cooked all those things and we talked on the phone. You didn't say, "Hey, swing by and grab your plate."
Right.
On your way to the podcast. So, you know what I mean? So now, you got me all shook up. You know what I'm saying?
Now you ain't healthy all of a sudden.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
My
We had this whole conversation. You didn't say one time, man. We talked about the cigar. We talked about everything else, bro, but not one time you say, "Man, go grab a plate." So, just saying. Hey, love you, brother.
And peace, brother.
Hey, we're gonna jump right to the top 5, man. Top 5 signs you're becoming your parent. Your parent or parents. Top 5 signs that you are officially becoming your parent. That's
I read that wrong. Let me easy. I can definitely start this one off. Saying stuff like your parent, like my mom. My mom said, "I give you something to cry about." I said that a couple years ago, and it scared the shit out of me. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." I apologized to my babies. I'm sorry I said that. Let's see. Fussing over things like leaving food in the back seat, and I see why my mom used to yell at me now, because I be finding French fry, and we didn't buy French fries, so I'm trying to figure out where the French fry came from, and then I'm confused. So I'm like this, "Where'd you get the fry from?" And they can't explain, and they're like this, "Well, it was in my bag." "How in your bag?" "Well, you didn't have it at school, so where you get a French fry?" Now you think your kid out here skipping school. It's a whole thing. What else? The way I listen to music on a Saturday morning now is official that I am Unc status. Anita Baker. My dad used to listen to Anita Baker when he would clean the house. So I'm up here cleaning the bathroom. Sweet love. Well, I am. Oh my gosh. What else? When you go to the school and all the kids don't know your name, so they say your child's name and your title. So they'll be like, "Hey, Cammy's dad." You be like, "Hey, little nigga." That's me. I say little nigga to the white kids too. I want you to feel inclusive too, because since you only gonna get it at a certain age with me. when I started looking at my bank statement and started realizing that certain expenses I didn't realize I was paying for, and then now I'm cussing everybody out, then I realized it was my expenses. So I be having to apologize a long way with food. And I think that should be 5. That was 5. All right, there we go.
What you got, Jose?
Dang, this was too fast.
You were doing all that typing. I figured you knocked them
I
out
do.
by now.
I got some. I ain't got 5 though. Okay.
What
Okay.
You a real parent. You
So
got
one
this.
of them, I know. I was trying to, but I don't. I do see some stuff, but I can't remember all of them right now.
Gotcha.
One thing that I put on here is hiding snacks from your kids. Like you got your own stuff.
You an OG. You an OG. That's
And
smart.
my mom used to always say, and you say stuff that your parents say, and you never thought you would be that person, but my mom would have snacks in her room under her bed and stuff. And so one of us would come in, like back then, I make my kids knock, okay? I said, if you don't want to see, Anyway, but we would just walk in and she'll be eating a snack. And I took this from her to this. She used to say, damn, I can't have shit. And she would be pissed. But you don't understand until you become an adult.
Yeah, that's real.
That I can't have shit.
You're tired of sharing with you.
Like
niggas.
no matter what, I buy my kids their own snack and then I have mine and they still want my snack.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't even eat these. What is going on?
Let me get a fig Newton.
Yeah, right. All right, sitting in the car when you get home.
Ooh, girl.
Sitting in the car to woosah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And be mad if somebody try to come out to the car and you be like,
Yeah. That's funny.
not answering the phone when the kids call. Not answering the phone. And we used to get so mad at my mom. And now I'm like, oh, that because they want something. It's never just, hey, how are you, right?
No, they don't care about that.
It's a question. They want something. Y'all were talking about that earlier, not wanting to pay for like a new phone. New phones, I used to get the phone. As soon as that phone get paid off in 3 years, I would upgrade every year. Now, I don't give a like. I would probably the phone that I had, my other phone, because I have my work phone, it would probably be equivalent to a flip phone, but it's an iPhone 6.
Ain't no, yeah.
It's a 6.
Wow.
Okay, and let me see. The other thing I would say, just my parents. You know how like when you. They always have corny dad jokes. Corny, like now I'm that parent that I say, And one of the things I was gonna say, this is so weird. I haven't heard anybody else say it, but my dad. 2 things about my dad. If you came over to him and you say, "Daddy," nope. I say, I didn't even ask you nothing. It don't even matter.
Hey, I'm taking
I
that
say,
one.
for real, but Daddy, I
taking that
gotta,
one. I'm gonna
yeah.
do that
And
this
I used
week.
to be like, Daddy, I really gotta ask you something. He say, no. And he just would tell us no, even if he, just for no reason sometimes.
That man was
And
off.
I'm like that with my kids. Like sometimes he really was. He was off the chain. But sometimes I'm just like, figure it out. Even if I can give it to him, I don't always give it to him, right? I don't always do it for him if I can do it. I think it kind of built some character and made us strong. But here's the other thing I never heard anybody say. We might ask him, we'll say, Dad, I want $20 so I can buy this da-da-da. He say, all right, I want you to want in one hand and shit in the other.
God.
Let me know which one fill up faster. Like,
Damn.
what?
Damn.
Is that crazy?
I ain't never heard that
I
one.
never heard it either.
I ain't never heard that. Yo, daddy from the country.
Oh, off the chain.
Yo, that's bananas. All right, that's a good one.
That's interesting. That's facts. All right. JT has when you start asking your kid what time did they get in. I thought he had another one on here.
Is that under that? Yeah.
When you start asking if they use a condom. When you trip, they did not answer the phone. When you tell the kid to not eat the last one. When you ask them if they prayed about it. All right. Honorable mention, asking if they saving money, and the kid is 10 years old.
Facts. Facts.
Todd Vic got seeing what my mom was going through now that I have children. Cuss my kids out over the BS. Listen to Sade like my mom used to. Feeling some type of way because I didn't hear from my kids. What's up, Aunt? She's still on here. Said Shooter King did very well. I think number one mentioned Shooter King. My mom, one of them mentioned Shooter King earlier in reference to the their Presidente. My mom has, I find myself repeating the thing my parents said, keep on living. Checking receipts before I leave the store, not before you enter the room.
Damn, I'm only checking receipts too.
Giving the grandchildren what they want. Because I didn't call home when I was in the military. Todd Vic. All right. Mine are pretty similar, you know. Depends on the parent, I guess. One of them is very, very private and I've definitely gotten more and more private. Being by yourself is okay. Letting the kids get the last word sometimes. You know, find myself, because my mom would, at first, my mom was quick-handed and had a terrible belt, and, you was, you weren't real, you didn't say a whole lot, you know what I mean? But the older she got, you start, she might let stuff slide, and then, when you get more and more grown, it's like, they kind of just let stuff go.
Yeah, you got it.
And I see I do that with my kids sometimes. I'll be like, all right. I ain't in the mood. You know what I mean? Pick the battles, because some things you be like, what? What did you just say?
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
whatever. Go ahead on.
Whatever.
Yeah,
You gonna need me before I need you.
Hey. Now, we always gonna say that. A oldie but goodie.
Facts. Definitely thinking of myself last, because especially my mom, she always put us above what her needs were, and I find myself doing it for my, no matter what I need, as long as they straight, I'm straight. You know what I mean? So, and then what she said earlier, man, looking at receipts, man, my granddaddy was infamous. Coming home, boy, after all them groceries came out, he's sitting right on that table. He going by every item, checking it out. Hey, what? Oh, what?
Yeah.
I ain't mad at him.
And mama started doing it, and now I find myself sometimes when I go to the store, I'm sitting there looking at, and I caught myself the other day doing it, I'm like, what are you doing?
You making sure they ain't get you. That's what you did.
Checking all the,
You sure live.
All you gotta do.
Knowing good well I ain't going back to the store.
Shoot,
I
will. I will. They give you double when they mess it up too.
Yeah.
See,
If you, the other thing is, now all you gotta do is just count all your items. And at the end of the receipt, it says how many items you paid for. So if you got that many, more than likely.
we're gonna have to start doing a master class on receipt counting.
Yeah.
Hey, because I'm one of them.
Especially when you get to the house, the good thing about having kids is you can just honk the horn.
That's fair.
Don't get stuff, so you ain't really counting at this point.
You doing that?
Yeah. You have
Thank
to
you.
though, because the older you get, you'll leave stuff at the store as well.
Man.
You ain't never done that?
Girl, I do that on the regular.
Exactly.
Oh, I do, because I go right back in there and get it.
Yeah.
It be when you
Phone in
ain't
my
with
car,
me.
though.
Yeah, when you ain't with me, I be like this, shit. It be right on the register. You'll see the little girl be like this. You forgot your eggs. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then, look, you know it's the same Kroger, so they know. They be like this. Oh, she ain't with you today? Shut up. You right.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Hey, man.
You got to go check behind those clerks. Absolutely. All right, man. Great show.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gents, enjoyed. Giselle, got anything real quick? Oh, yeah. Guess who showed up at the end?
Right.
You ain't gonna believe it. That's a cop.
Hey, man.
My granddaddy used to always say, there's a blessing in the benediction.
Hello, how's everybody doing? I was just watching it from the start, and I just
Yeah.
been had it
Okay.
today, and so I'm here.
Does this fit the better late than ever?
I don't know about
I ain't
that.
think so.
Yeah, that's right. Better yet
Ain't-
than never.
He the type of nigga to show up at the funeral for the repast.
Right.
I just came
She
for the
already
food.
know what he gonna do. Right. Right.
Nah, this is right.
Number one fan, we saw how you act like your parent because number one fan has turned herself into the new. My granddaddy's nickname was the Candy Man. Everybody in Portsmouth, Virginia knew him as Candy Man. And number one fan is turned into Candy Lady. You know what I mean? Because if you like something, my granddad gonna make sure the next time you come to the house, it's there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So Dwayne said he definitely want that spaghetti.
Message.
Message. And we already know what they got like from you, so he's already taking full advantage of it.
Man.
How about that? Now we can't ask him about the question. He's supposed to be here an hour and a half ago. We're not asking him no questions. It's over with.
Yeah, we good.
He had to do his own little talk thing on his IG if he can figure out how to do it.
I know that was a dig because he don't even know what his IG is.
Yeah. But anyway, we closing out. You got anything real quick?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Ain't that going on for real?
I want to say our show, Meet the Blackesteins, still be on the lookout for episode 2. You can follow us on official G&J Media. Jose, this is the message for you. I know you got an iPhone 6. Just be careful. You know Lowe's jumped in the pool, committed suicide. So be careful when you get home if it's sitting in the tub and you're like, I ain't run no tub. Just let you know your phone was like, I've had enough. You trying to keep charging me. I get up to 50% battery.
Hey.
And you talking about taking me to
But
work.
here's the funny part that y'all kind of already know. iPhone, technically, they don't even do that many changes. They just try to get your money.
They don't. That's why your phone gonna kill itself.
They've
I'm
been
trying to tell you.
sued, just showing that they literally just try to make you
your
upgrade.
phone is gonna commit suicide just like Lowe's in 90-degry weather and the one puddle in the whole park. What happened?
Hey, that is so funny, man.
I ain't never heard that one.
For real.
When you said iPhone 6, I was like, oh no, yours.
I know.
Yours in the
I'm trying to
wheelchair.
tell you, right.
Yours is like this. Smother me.
Hilarious. MJ, got anything?
Hello?
There you go.
That's it. That was great.
All right, man. With that being said, man, Classic Konversation. Oh, JT, I don't know if you saw this, man. Man, look at this.
Yeah,
And it's the nicest.
That's crazy.
What is that?
Ashtray with the logo on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, dope. All right, man. Classic Konversation with JT. Hello.
And Jose.
Lady.